Holiday World is adding a new roller coaster for 2024, and we have figured out what it is. In this video, we will discuss if this is the right addition for the park, and if this will reset their coaster clock after a 9-year drought. So this week, we found out Holiday World will be adding a new coaster for the 2024 season. So enthusiasts being enthusiasts, everyone was speculating on what they thought it would be. Some people thought it was going to be an RMC T-Rex or something like that, but some permits were discovered that confirmed the new addition would be a Vekoma family boomerang. And I have to say, I think this is a perfect addition for the park. They don't really have any family coasters right now, even though Holiday World is a family park. So this will fill the gap between Howler, which is basically a wacky worm, and their large-scale thrill coasters. This will be one of the first Vekoma family boomerangs in the US, as a dueling version of this model is also going to the Nashville Zoo. However, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure when that will be built and opened, and there has been speculation that Holiday World could actually install a racing family boomerang as well, but I don't think that will be the case. On the documents for the Nashville Boomerang, it says, quote, racing boomerang, or something to that effect. It doesn't mention anything about dueling or racing on the document for Holiday World. The other idea is that it could be a combo with a suspended thrill or suspended family coaster. While this is basically the next iteration of the infamous SLC, it actually offers a smooth ride experience. There's already an installation of the suspended family coaster in the USA, Dragonfly or Dollywood. Dollywood is also the same park that just added Big Bear Mountain, a Vekoma family multi-launch coaster, which is new Vekoma's largest addition in the United States outside of Disney. So with Holiday World now apparently adding this family boomerang, it seems to be another example of an independent park giving new Vekoma opportunities in the US. Yes, I know Dollywood is owned by Herschend, but it's less of a chain park than a Cedar Fair or Six Flags park. So, to be honest, I think that the bigger story here than Holiday World adding this coaster is the fact that Vekoma is getting more business in the US outside of the Disney parks. Sure, I'll go take a ride on this coaster when I visit Holiday World, but for the most part, I will be spending my time riding their large-scale coasters. What I'm really excited about with this addition is the fact that more parks are adding new Vekoma coasters. Their new creations in Europe look awesome. Fly, Let Coaster, and Phoenix are all attractions that parks in America should be giving a serious look at and considering Vekoma for new projects. At the moment, it seems like Vekoma's biggest contribution to America in the last few years has been their family coasters, and in my opinion, they've actually mastered the art of the family coaster. I'm not sure there's any manufacturer doing it better right now. Big Bear Mountain is the pinnacle of the family coaster. It might be the best one in the country, certainly at a regional park. However, the drawback is that they are expensive. Big Bear Mountain costs $25 million, which is like double the cost of Air Force One. However, the cost of a family boomerang appears to be around $4 million from what I found on the internet, which is definitely less than I would have expected. So this definitely isn't the most expensive addition for Holiday World. Their last edition, Thunderbird, was $22 million. That attraction was added 8 years ago, and Voyage was added 9 years before Thunderbird, and Voyage opened 6 years after Legend did. So in general, they've had a coaster clock of around 8 years on average between their large-scale additions. So the question is, will this reset their coaster clock? How long will it be until we see a new large-scale coaster at Holiday World? I think the park will add a new large-scale coaster by the 2026 season. I know this will be a larger addition than Howler was, but Legend was added 1 year after Howler, so I suspect this will be a similar situation. I think that the park will be looking to add another thrill coaster within 2 seasons of adding this new family boomerang. If I was to predict what type of coaster they would look to add, I would guess it would be another steel coaster. They've already got 3 large wooden coasters, including the second longest wooden coaster in the world, so they definitely have plenty of track to maintain already. And they already have an airtime machine with Voyage, the King of Laterals with Legend, and the former world's greatest wooden coaster with Raven. Plus, they have a coaster with 4 inversions, which also happens to feature a launch and hang off the track. This new addition will cover their gap in the family department, so that leaves no gaps in their coaster lineup. But I think maybe they could benefit from another large-scale steel coaster, maybe another B&M, although an invert would be somewhat similar to Thunderbird, and a hyper would basically be a steel version of Voyage. Maybe we will see a dive coaster, which remains popular over 20 years after the model debuted. Maybe they go out and buy an RMC of some variety, although Kentucky Kingdom already has one of those. To be honest, I feel they could go any route with an addition like that, and I don't really have any prediction to make other than that it will be a steel coaster. This will definitely be a good topic to come back to and visit in a year or so. Since you've made it this far in the video, I ask that you please consider subscribing or dropping a like on this video, as it really does help the channel out. Overall, I think that Holiday World's newest coaster will be a welcome addition for the park and will fill the biggest gap in their lineup. A family park's first true family coaster. And while it remains to be seen whether or not this will reset Holiday World's coaster clock, I think that we will see a large-scale addition by the 2026 season, most likely steel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.